Episode 6 of Daredevil Born Again is where everything starts to collapse at once. Up until this point, the show has been building tension through secrets, control, and manipulation. Here, that tension finally breaks. The episode focuses on grief, consequences, and the moment when control turns into open force. It also pushes every major character into a position where they have to choose what they stand for, even if that choice comes with a cost. The episode opens with Wilson Fisk sitting beside Vanessa's body, and this moment defines everything that follows. For a brief second, it looks like grief might make him slow down or think. Instead, it pushes him further in the opposite direction. When the doctor offers condolences, Fisk responds with sudden violence, killing him without hesitation. This isn't just anger, it's a release. Fisk can't control death, so he reasserts control in the only way he knows, through force. At the funeral, his silence says more than words could. He doesn't give a speech or try to shape the moment publicly. He simply places a rose and leaves. This shows that his grief is real, but it's also isolating him. Instead of bringing him closer to others, it pushes him deeper into himself. Back at the hideout, the tension between Matt and Karen reaches its highest point so far. The presence of Bullseye forces a direct confrontation between their beliefs. Matt refuses to let Bullseye die because he believes that killing him would cross a line. Karen no longer agrees. For her, this isn't theoretical anymore. She has seen the damage Bullseye has caused, and she believes letting him live only leads to more suffering. This disagreement is important because it shows that their conflict is no longer external. It's internal. They are no longer just fighting Fisk. They're questioning each other. When Karen points a gun at Bullseye, the moment feels final. It feels like everything she has been holding in is about to come out. When Matt stops her, it doesn't resolve the situation, it makes it worse. From Karen's perspective, he's choosing Bullseye over her, over Foggy, and over everyone who has been hurt. Matt is focused on principles, while Karen is focused on outcomes. Both perspectives make sense, which is why the conflict feels real. Bullseye's role in this episode is smaller in terms of action, but important in terms of meaning. Even while injured, he continues to provoke and manipulate. He frames everything as a kind of equation, reducing complex human events into simple outcomes. This way of thinking removes responsibility. If everything is just balance, then nothing is truly wrong. That's what makes him dangerous. It's not just his skill, it's how he justifies what he does.
Turns out, Charles is mighty cozy with Mayor Fisk. And either I'm rusty or he's really good because an entire wet team showed up at my house this morning. They're worse off than I am.
While you're breathing, you might have cracked a rib.
I'm fine, shit happens.
No, it doesn't, not to you.
The return of Jessica Jones changes the scale of the story. Until now, most of the conflict has felt contained within the city and Fisk's influence. Jessica introduces the idea that something bigger is happening. Her discovery that the attack on her home was not connected to Fisk's task force suggests a wider network. This connects Fisk to forces beyond New York, possibly through people like Charles. It shifts the story from a local power struggle to something more complex. At the same time, her unstable powers add a layer of vulnerability. She's still strong, but not reliable. This mirrors the larger theme of instability in the episode. Systems, people, and even abilities are no longer consistent. The fight at the warehouse shows this instability in action. Jessica starts strong, breaking through defenses and taking control of the situation. But when her strength fails at the wrong moment, everything changes. This is important because it shows that even power has limits. It can't be relied on completely, especially in a situation where everything is unpredictable. Matt stepping in to save her reinforces his role. He's not the strongest person in the fight, but he is the one who adapts. He reacts, adjusts, and keeps moving forward. After leaving Matt, Karen makes a clear shift. Instead of arguing about what should be done, she takes action on her own terms. By projecting testimonies from victims of the anti-vigilante task force, she exposes the truth directly to the public. This moment is important because it changes the nature of the fight. It's no longer just physical, it becomes informational. Control over the narrative becomes just as important as control over power. The word resist projected onto City Hall is direct, but effective. It represents a shift from fear to action. Instead of people being controlled by the system, they start pushing back against it.
This fight, it is poison. It destroys everything. The city, the people we love. Nobody wins.
When Matt and Fisk finally face each other, the scene is surprisingly quiet at first. Matt doesn't threaten him. Instead, he offers a way out. He suggests that they both walk away, ending the cycle of violence. This offer reveals how tired Matt is of the conflict. He's not trying to win anymore. He's trying to stop everything before it gets worse. Fisk rejects that completely. For him, walking away isn't an option. Power defines him, and without it, he has nothing. The fight that follows isn't just physical. It represents two completely different ways of thinking. Fisk uses force and dominance. Matt uses endurance and restraint. Neither one gives in. Outside, the protest shows how unstable the city has become. What starts as a peaceful gathering quickly turns into chaos once Powell escalates the situation. When Powell kills Sanders and blames vigilantes, it reveals how the system operates now. Truth doesn't matter. What matters is control over the narrative. The system is no longer about enforcing law. It's about creating a version of reality that justifies its actions. Karen being exposed in the crowd is the consequence of her choice. She steps out of hiding to make a difference and immediately becomes a target. When Powell recognizes her and points a gun at her, the situation becomes personal again. This is no longer about systems or protests. It's about survival. Episode 6 is about escalation. Every conflict, personal, political, and moral, reaches a point where it can no longer stay contained. Fisk's grief pushes him toward more extreme actions. Matt's principles are tested in ways that strain his closest relationships. Karen moves from questioning the system to actively fighting it. Jessica reveals that the problem may be bigger than anyone expected. At the center of all this is one key idea. Control is breaking down, not just for one person, but for everyone. Systems are failing, alliances are shifting, and the line between order and chaos is fading. The episode doesn't resolve these tensions. Instead, it makes them impossible to ignore. And moving forward, the question is no longer whether things will get worse. It's how far each character is willing to go when they do. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.